It all started with a single line on a hospital form. A man walks in for a routine checkup and finds someone else's name written right under his own. "Mr. Hale, our records say you were admitted here twice." He frowns. "Twice? I've never even been to this hospital before." The doctor hesitates, his eyes fixed on the screen. The other admission was 30 years ago, under the same name, the same birth date, and the same photo. The record shows it clearly. His picture, repeated. Same face, same name. Ethan Hale wasn't just living his own life. He was sharing it with someone who, according to the records, no longer existed. Ethan Hale is a data analyst. He's 34, quiet, composed, a man who trusts facts, not feelings. But that night, when he returns home, something feels off. The clock on his wall ticks just half a second behind his watch. The lights flicker twice the moment he steps inside. And in the hallway mirror, his reflection seems to pause for just a moment too long before it moves. A soft hum builds in the air, almost too quiet to notice. He opens his laptop and starts digging into the hospital's database. Hours pass. Then, one file stands out, encrypted and buried deep. Patient ID 3029B. The name is Ethan Hale, but the status reads deceased. Date, June 12, 1993. Age at time of death, 8. He scrolls further down, his heart pounding. Attached is a single note. Twin birth, second file restricted. In his dimly lit apartment, with papers scattered everywhere, Ethan frantically searches through his childhood albums. So many of them feel incomplete, with empty spaces where photos should be. Then, tucked behind one frame, he finds it. A faded Polaroid. 2 boys, identical smiles, same clothes, and the very same scar on their wrists. On the back, written in faded red ink, are 3 haunting words. Only one remains. For the first time, Ethan begins to question everything. Was the imaginary friend he had as a child really imaginary at all? The next morning, he drives to the quiet nursing home where his mother lives. The room smells of lilies and old photographs. She smiles faintly when she sees him. "Ethan, or is it you?" she whispers. He freezes. "What do you mean, Mom?" Her gaze drifts away toward the window. "They said you wouldn't come back. Not after the fire." Ethan leans in, his voice urgent. "Mom, what fire? What are you talking about?" She starts to tremble, her voice barely a breath. "2 of you were born, but the world, it wasn't ready for both." Just then, a nurse interrupts, patting his mother's shoulder. She gets confused sometimes, but Ethan sees it. A flicker of truth, a terrifying clarity, hiding behind her tired eyes. Rain streaks down the glass of his window as his computer screen flickers in the dark. Ethan has managed to hack deeper into the hospital archives, past layers of security. He finds a folder buried for decades. It is from a closed department labeled Neuromemory Research, Division 7. One document catches his eye. Subject, Hale twins, synchronization trial. It describes a horrifying experiment on something called cognitive mirroring, a study on how twins could share identical neural patterns when exposed to synchronized environments. The project was shut down after an incident. Records were deleted. One twin was declared deceased. The other was placed in protective custody under the same name. That night, Ethan finally returns home, exhausted. But his key, it doesn't fit the lock. He checks the door number. It's his apartment, or at least it should be. He knocks. The door opens, and there, standing in the doorway, is himself. The man stares back, his expression completely blank. "Can I help you?" Ethan stammers, taking a step back. This is my apartment." The other man offers a polite, empty smile. "No, I'm sorry. I've lived here for 3 years. My name is Ethan Hale." For a long, deafening moment, neither of them speaks. 2 faces, one identity. The low hum of the refrigerator fills the silence. Ethan backs away slowly. Maybe I have the wrong floor. But he knows he doesn't. The next day, driven by a desperate need for answers, Ethan sneaks into the hospital's archives basement. Flickering lights, endless rows of dusty cabinets. He finds it. Box 93. Inside are old photographs, brain scans, and 2 sets of identical fingerprints. Each one is marked Subject A and Subject B. A note at the bottom of a report makes his blood run cold. One subject achieved total identity overlap. Memory consolidation complete. He realizes it then. He wasn't just remembering a lost brother. He was remembering being both of them. Later, he finds a box of his old therapy sessions. He puts a tape in the player. The static fades, and a soft female voice fills the room. It's his childhood therapist. Ethan, what you're experiencing isn't a glitch. It's a return. When the other you was lost, your mind absorbed what remained. His memories, his voice, his habits. There's a pause. But now that the system that made you forget has degraded, both sets of memories are surfacing. You're not going insane. You're becoming complete. The music swells, haunting and beautiful. Ethan closes his eyes, and for a fleeting moment, he remembers. He remembers laughter running through a field and a voice right beside him whispering, "Don't forget me." That night, Ethan stands before his mirror again. Half the light bulbs in the room are flickering. He stares at his reflection, but this time, it doesn't move in sync with him. For the first time, the reflection blinks a moment after he does. And then it speaks. A soft, familiar voice. "We were never meant to be apart." He reaches a hand toward the cold glass, and this time the reflection mirrors him perfectly again. In that moment, he finally understands. He had lived one life for 2 souls. A memory shared, then divided, then forgotten. He wasn't haunted by his twin. He was his twin. Days later, the hospital administrators receive an anonymous envelope. Inside are 2 hospital ID cards, both reading Ethan Hale, and a simple note, "Record closed, identity unified." When they check their system, the duplication is gone. Only one Ethan Hale exists in all their records. Sunrise over the city. Ethan sits on a park bench, a sense of peace washing over him. He's holding the faded Polaroid of the 2 boys. And as he looks at it, the faces in the photo seem to merge, as if the image itself has finally healed. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved, only remembered. And some lives aren't lived just once. They're lived twice. Identity isn't just who we are. It's who we remember being. Thanks for watching. If this story stuck with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mysteries. See you next time.